So in some other NFL news, this is more recent as of today. We had heard about Josh Allen, how if they didn't get a deal done to extend him by week 1, they were just going to table it and work on it at the end of the year, which means that they were working on that deal. And it comes out today that Josh Allen gets his big new contract. He's the newest extended quarterback in the NFL.
He is, and it's for a lot of money. It's so much money. So we were talking before we started recording. Is it too much? Is it too little? So anybody
Yep.
who doesn't know the details of the contract,
6 years, $258 million.
150 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is the most guaranteed money for any player ever. Okay, that's higher than Pat Mahomes, even though Pat Mahomes got $500 million. That's
Yep.
still more guaranteed than Pat. That's higher than Dak, who had 95, and then Matt Ryan at 94.5, who's on a god awful contract for the Falcons.
Yeah, it's rough for them.
I think it's too high. You were kind of on the opposite end. We were like, is it enough? Is this gonna?
So that's with a salary cap expected to kind of really jump next year. We had this weird COVID year where salaries and everything, or the salary cap went down a little bit this year. We're going to see a big jump next year, and that's why you had a lot of guys come and sign 1-year deals and things like that this year, because they know, okay, if I go out there, I prove it this year, I should be able to get a big contract next year because teams are going to have an excess of money. So the quarterback is the most important position on the field. Those guys are always going to get paid the most. Makes sense. I'm not saying that Josh Allen is or isn't worth the $258 million. I'm just saying that quarterback's a premium position, and those guys are going to always be relatively seem like they're getting overpaid. So for Josh Allen to get the $258 million a year, I was almost expecting him to be getting more than that, because you're going to have guys like Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield also in the next season looking at their contract extensions, from that same class. I think Josh Allen. So I was not against Josh Allen in the draft, but I was extremely skeptical. And I still think that while he is very talented in what he does, he needs that supporting cast around him. I don't think he's a Mahomes. I don't think he's a Deshaun Watson. I'm not sure that he's Lamar Jackson or Baker Mayfield, to be completely honest. He's shown a lot, but we really didn't see that gigantic jump until you brought in a Stephon Diggs for him, and he had that really good supporting cast.
Yeah. So for me, I was always a big fan of Josh Allen. So I'm kind of on the opposite end. I really liked Josh Allen coming out. I kind of wanted the Browns to take Josh Allen, but I didn't want him to go at number 1. I thought we were going to go somewhere else at 1. But I was very happy with Baker at 1. If we weren't getting Josh Allen, I wanted Baker. I didn't want either one of the kids. I didn't want Rosen, and I didn't want Darnold coming out of California. They were, in my opinion, they looked terrible, and they've been terrible.
Yeah.
And then
I never got the hype from those guys. So.
Lamar Jackson was never in the conversation up that high. He, falls all the way to the end of the first. Has been fantastic for the Ravens, but I don't think anybody expected the meteoric rise of Lamar Jackson. But I still think this contract is a little high. Now, granted, the cap is going up, right? But Josh Allen's not the second best quarterback. The NFL is all about timing when it comes to contracts.
Yep.
He's coming due, but they don't have to do this contract right now. They could have waited. He's on his 4th year. They have a whole nother year because they've already picked up his 5th-year option. $43 million is so much. That is right now. Like if that contract were to go into place right now, that's almost 25% of the team's cap. That's insane. Is the quarterback worth 25% of your team? That's hard to say because we've seen it done different ways. We've seen Tom Brady take pay cuts to bring in other talent. We've seen guys take huge contracts and then their team kind of falls off. I like the quarterback who wants to get his money but won't strap the team cap wise. I want somewhere in between that Tom Brady, where he's taking 25 mil, which is way too low, and this 43. I want like a 33, 35, somewhere in that range, because then it gives you flexibility to build the team around you. It's such a high, 43 million a year, 150 guaranteed. He got 100
It
at
is crazy to
signing.
think about. I remember when it was just a couple years ago, and we were seeing a Mike Glennon get like a 15 or 19 million dollar contract, and he wasn't sure if he was going to be a starter. That was like a backup, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you fucking kidding me?" for Mike Glennon. But that's the way quarterback contracts go. Is that they keep going up. The next one is always going to be higher. You rarely see those Tom Brady type contracts where they're going to take, below what they could command
Mm-hmm.
to help the team, but they're still going to get paid pretty damn well. Who's going to laugh at $30 million a year? But it's just the name of the game, and 25% of your cap value for a quarterback is high. And I know we're just choosing little points, but I think 20% is a good range to shoot for. 20% of your cap, and then obviously cap's a myth. You can move that around here left to right in different years in order to work for your situation and whatnot. But I mean, let's be real. Like I said, I wasn't huge on Josh Allen coming out. I am happy to eat crow with him because I actually like his style of football. I like the way that he plays, and we can't argue with the numbers that he put up last year.
Yeah,
69% completion percentage.
Second in MVP.
4,500 yards, more than a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and over 100 passer rating. You can't really argue with what he did. He's definitely the star of his team. It's just, I do think that he has to have the supporting cast around him. I think if you have a Stephon Diggs go down, these numbers are going to drop pretty significantly.
Yeah. Well, speaking about helping out the team and needing a supporting cast around you, that reminds me, guys. So if you want to interact with the show, if you guys want to help out our team, the team that you're a part of, please interact with the show. Go on Twitter at the Lineman Lounge. You got the Facebook page and the group. You go to Instagram, TikTok. We also have the email. Please send in some email questions. We are very excited to try to get into those and, see what you guys have for the show. Evo, give them that email address.
It is linemanlounge@gmail.com. All right, so we want to hear what you guys think of the show. We want to hear your questions, topics that you guys want to have us hit on. So please email us at linemanlounge@gmail.com. And then it really helps us if you give us that support on YouTube by just tickling that like button for us, subscribing.
Subscribe.
It takes a second out of your day, and it really means a lot to us. It means that you guys like the content that we're putting out, and it allows us to kind of grow as a brand and bring more of what you guys want as far as podcast or YouTube content. So we really would appreciate it. We're really appreciative of all the likes and subscribes that we've already gotten. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And so right now I know that the YouTube page is a little hard to find. It's youtube.com/YZX30, whatever. So once we get to that 100 subscribers mark, we can go ahead and create that custom URL. It'll be youtube.com/the Lineman Lounge. It'll make us easier to find, easier for you guys to get your content. Anything that you guys can do, like, subscribe, rate the show on any of the podcast platforms. All of that is good stuff, and I appreciate it. But we're going to hop back in.